By the late 60s, the hippie scene had shifted from San Francisco and London and had given way to a new generation who were travelling overland to India. And many ended up on the beaches of Goa.
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 Goa Gil.
Goa.
Goa.
I'd set off from Europe with $30 in my pocket and a wife.
I went overland from Denmark.
I decided to hitchhike for the first time in my life.
And I hitchhiked to India over, Eastern Europe and Turkey.
When I got to go, it was heaven. It was nirvana right there. It was instant.
At 86 years old, Eight Finger Eddie is like the godfather of Goa, and in the late 60s he founded the scene at Anjuna Beach.
Once we got used to walking into Anjuna, they came, and there was a place for them to come to.
It was a great place because there was no rules.
Crazy, wild, different. I've never been to a place like this in my life before.
We were experimenting drugs, we were experimenting sex, we were experimenting living with the nature, living in India, away from family. We were hungry for discovery.
It was the best of 60s rock and roll. Fabulous stuff. Very, it was all. It suited. It suited the moon coming through the palm trees, the sand, all the chai shop ladies from the local villages, all with their little candles, and us in the middle.
What is a hippie?
Today, the word is meaningless.
Hippie.
What I thought of hippies was like gypsies traveling together. And
It's what John Lennon said. God is a concept to measure your pain. That's it.
Something changed.
The drug abuse continued and it got worse and worse.
The same thing happened in the 60s in San Francisco. It was cool. Everyone was smoking hash, marijuana, and taking LSD. And then cocaine crept into it. And then heroin crept into it. And then the whole scene just broke up and everyone dispersed.
And the music just seemed to flip from one moment to the other, from the high hippie music to techno.
They called it machine gun music. Even like that first early New Order, Blue Monday or whatever, and it'd go... They'd never even heard a drum beat like that. They called it machine gun music. They thought, I don't know what.
There's a sense of a big family that Goa created in those days.
"30 years later, in 2009, there was a mass reconnection of the Goa originals via Facebook. So much interest was sparked that they decided to have a reunion. And that was the genesis of this project.
Facebook, oh my God, I mean, I don't even have a mobile phone.
Facebook was really an experience by itself.
In 2 months, I connected to 200 people from back then.
And Facebook is what probably brought all these people together, and they all hate it, and they all say how terrible it is, but without it they wouldn't all be here. So it is ironic.
Goa has changed, but thanks God, so have I.
But for me it's been a drastic change because I haven't been here for 25 years, maybe more.
I think it's in human nature to find beautiful spots and spoil them.
My parents lived in Goa in the early days, and I also spent the first years of my life there. So the reunion was a unique opportunity for me to look at my own history, as well as being able to record the real stories from the people who lived through those times, and explore how their lives have been affected by the experience.
know, I was running away from myself, and that's probably why I ended up here. I was on a big goose chase, you know.
All these people that are saying it's a spiritual trip here, they're fucking dreaming.
I had to make a decision whether I wanted to live or die. And anyway, and there was no decision because I wanted to live.
10-fingered world, and I'm here with 8 fingers. Wisdom, there's no wisdom out there. It's in you all the time. But they want to believe. Some people want to believe. See, there's nothing you can do to bring the light on. The best thing is to be completely disillusioned with everything.
If you'd like to show your support, please subscribe to the Being Here YouTube channel and check out some of our other videos. You can also follow the links below to our website and other social channels.